Deep in the heart of Texas sits Lackland Air Force Base. Known as the gateway to the Air Force, Lackland is the single location for the branch's basic military training. It's the starting point for all enlisted personnel coming into the Air Force. But tonight, Lackland becomes another gateway. Military boxers from the 4 services fighting for a gold medal. They're tough, motivated, and ready to battle it out in this year's Armed Forces Boxing Championship. Welcome to TPC Sports coverage of the 2011 Armed Forces Boxing Championship. And hello to those watching on AFN. I'm Van Stokes, here with renowned boxing historian Bert Sugar. And Bert, it's great to have you with us tonight.
I'm looking forward to this, Van, and I'll tell you why. Not only the kids who are here trying for a gold medal, a lot of military champions have gone on to become great professional fighters, going all the way back to Gene Tunney, First World War. Throughout recent vintage, we've had Leon Spinks, Ken Norton, Ray Mercer, and in between a couple guys named Carmen Basilio and Rocky Marciano. But even if these aren't the future all-time greats, this is great action, and I love it.
Great action it is. Tonight, we'll take you ringside to Lackland Air Force Base here in San Antonio, Texas, for all the action in the 114 and 123-pound weight classes. Let's get to the action in the gold medal bout in the 114-pound weight class. The Army's John Franklin of Kansas City, Missouri, faces off against Marine Alex Diaz of Pinellas Park, Florida. Sergeant John Franklin is a combat engineer, now stationed at Fort Carson, Colorado, as part of the Army's world-class athlete program. Franklin has been an Armed Forces boxing gold medal champion since 2005, and he's ready to once again defend his title.
Well, I think the All-Army program is definitely helpful as a feeder program for the world-class athletes program, because we find a lot of people from this program, a lot of boxers from this program. And so it's definitely a good program. It's a program that needs to stay around, and a tradition, for armed forces, the rivalries, the Army and Marines, the Navy, all the rivalries, it keeps it fresh. I'm a counter puncher first. Really explosive when I punch in my combinations. So I can definitely go forward and bang if I have to. I believe I prepare the same way, just take it easy. It never really hits me until I'm getting in the ring that I'm about to fight, we're about to box. So I just take it easy the whole week and make my way. Coach Abdullah, of course, he's the head coach. He's more technical. He keeps me calm. He has a lot of confidence in me, so even in the tough bouts, I'm always calm because he just knows, he's like, yo, we can compete with anybody in the world. I always feel confident because I know what I can do. And it doesn't really matter to me about my opponent.
Franklin faces off against Marine Corporal Alex Diaz, stationed at Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. Diaz is an ordnance technician who's been boxing for 2 years. Here's how he got his start in the sport.
I love fighting. Something about getting hit. You get your heart pumping. You stay physically fit, which is one of the big things for me. When a recruiter came and talked to me, he told me the greatest fighting force, hardest challenge you'll ever meet. I like challenges, so I went ahead and took it. Then I asked him about any sports programs. He said, yes, the boxing program is available. It definitely teaches you discipline, and it helps you out with the physical fitness test that you have to take. I want to make the Marine Corps a career. Pretty much boxing is just there as an outlet for aggression, stress. It's the greatest stress reliever I've ever had. I have power, stamina, and speed to come with it. They say speed kills.
Bert, John Franklin, he has won this tournament since 2005. And Alex Diaz, the challenger. How does this bout look to you?
We look at Alex Diaz's credentials, if you will, his resume. It doesn't stack up against Franklin's. Howsoever, fights are not won on paper. They're won on style. I noticed Franklin said that he's a counterpuncher. I noticed Diaz said he likes to get hit. It makes the adrenaline run. We'll see how that plays out, but I don't really, and I notice all of Franklin's credentials, all of his wins. This is going to be won exactly as always on style.
All right. Soldier John Franklin and Marine Alex Diaz are about to enter the ring. Let's turn it over to ring announcer Castle Chalice as this championship bout gets underway.
Here he is, representing the U.S. Army in the red corner. He's a combat engineer from Kansas City, Missouri, now stationed in Fort Carson, Colorado. He is the 2010 U.S. Nationals bronze medalist, 2005 through 2011 All-Army champion. Let's hear it for John Franklin.
Quite a build-up for the defending champ, Bert.
He got all the credentials, all the kudos, and all the medals listed. And he still has to, if he's the big champion, come in first.
Let's see the challenger.
And now, making his way to the blue corner, he represents the United States Marines. He's an ordnance technician from Pinellas Park, Florida, now stationed in Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. Let's hear it for Alex Diaz.
So Diaz enters the arena. The United States Marine Corps flag right behind him. Head coach Jesse Ravello will lead his boxer into the ring.
The referee for your bout is Brent Bovell from Waldorf, Maryland.
A quick look at the rules in amateur boxing. The bouts are 3 rounds of 3 minutes each with a rest period in between. Judges use a computerized scoring system. Points are scored when the white portion of the glove strikes the head or the body in the front of the torso. 3 out of 5 judges must score a blow in a 1-second window, an algorithm, and fouls result in cautions, warnings, or even disqualification. The referee can stop a bout for injury or a dominant lead at any time he chooses. Now that we understand the rules, let's get to the action. They stop in the center of the ring, get their instructions from the third man in the ring, our referee. They tap the gloves, move back to the corners. They await the opening bell. And there it is. This 114-pound championship bout is underway. That's John Franklin, by the way, in the gold and in the blue. Alex Diaz of the Marine Corps. And again, you judge by their gloves. Diaz with the blue gloves. Franklin with the gold uniform, the Army uniform, red gloves. Comes out aggressive, Bert.
He does, but you can see that the height difference, and if Diaz keeps it on the outside, that's his advantage.
Round number 1 just underway. John Franklin trying to control the ring. But both boxers early on here, Bert, trying to get a feel for their opponent.
Well, it's a little bit of a feeling out process. It's early yet. Each of them is trying to set up their, if you will, their attack. They've got game plans that have yet to be put in place.
Well, John Franklin goes up by virtue of landing a blow on the front part of the torso, according to at least 3 of the 5 judges who are ringside. And you like to reach on Diaz, but if it doesn't connect, he doesn't score.
No. You have to hit with the white part of your gloves, and you have to score, and you have to wake up the judges. Oh, look at that.
Nice combination, by the way, by John Franklin. He's quick on his jab, too, Bert.
Well, he's faster right now, and he's moving in and out quickly. There was an uppercut by Diaz. Didn't register on the judge's button or scorecard.
It's a computerized algorithm that when 3 out of those 5 judges press that button within a second of each other, then it registers in the computer as a scoring blow.
Who's this guy, Algorithm?
They taught me something about that in school.
Oh, nice, nice, nice. And he got another point on that. Probably the left hook that was that 3-part combination.
Nice flurry. He likes to lead with that left. Also, he's got a good cover. Keeps both gloves close to his chest.
And you'll notice in the pre-fight interview, the profile, Diaz says that getting hit starts as adrenaline. Well, he better get his adrenaline and other things starting soon.
Again, John Franklin with a nice left jab.
Nice angle. Did you see him come in under?
Very nice move. But you know, Diaz is not backing away, Bert.
No, but he better do something by letting his hands go. It's not just a pursuit. It's effective aggression, it's called.
Under 20 seconds to go in the first round.
And he got another point with that double left hook. Sort of a la Tyson-esque.
Conscious of where he is in the ring.
And he's playing a little bit with him now.
Just a little bit. A little bit of cat and mouse as the final seconds of round 1 wind down. Both boxers will return to their corners. Franklin to the red corner. Diaz to the blue corner. And, of course, our ring official over in the neutral corner.
And you'll notice Franklin played a little bit to his crowd because this is really for bragging rights.
There's head coach Jesse Ravella, the United States Marine Corps, talking to Alex Diaz.
You want to stop him in the track. The only way you can do this, if you let your hands go, put your combination together. All you're doing is throwing in the air. You're not even making contact.
All right, he wants you to make contact, keep the combination going, and come back with the right hand, Bert. Sound wisdom.
That's what we mentioned in the first round. You got to let your hands go.
Down and pull that right hand hard, and then throw your combination. Otherwise, we got to stop this fight, okay?
That's usually the harshest thing you can say to a fighter. We're going to stop this fight if you don't follow my instructions.
That's called a retirement. And in Olympic-style boxing, that towel can come in from the corner if the coach feels.
Oh, he won't. He's just trying to exhort him.
That he does. Well, let's see what happens as we get into round 2 of this 114-pound gold medal match. And I'll tell you, Diaz comes out a little more aggressive here in the second round than he did in the first.
I think he listened.
It appears that way, doesn't it?
Nice blockage.
There you see the deliberation between two boxers. This is classic Olympic-style boxing. Not a lot of slugging, not a lot of pounding. But a good left that time by Franklin, who follows nicely with a combination.
A double left hook. Another one. Another one.
He is very effective.
Well, you notice he moves in and out. He lands his punches and gets right back out. Oh, and the right hand lead.
You talked about style. How would you describe his style quickly?
Well, it's herky-jerky and unorthodox, but very effective because you don't know where in the dickens he is. There are times he's looking like he just took a 4-way cold tablet and had to run 3 more ways to catch up with it. Look at him.
He's got a nice lead, though, at this point. 7-1 here as we come near the midpoint of round 2.
The action, Van.
That he is. He is on the attack, Bert. But Diaz will not back down. You've got to credit Diaz. Even though he's on the backside and has taken several blows, he continues to move forward. I like that in a boxer.
I do too, but you'll see that as Franklin moves back and forth, Diaz is sort of left looking for him, almost as if he's looking for the breadcrumbs. He's not cutting off the ring, he's just following.
Well, it looks like John Franklin refuses to let the ring be cut off. He refuses to be backed in either onto the ropes or into a corner.
There he goes. Fast hands, fast feet, fast thinking.
John Franklin from Fort Carson, Colorado. Member of the Army's world-class athlete program. He's 27 years of age. He's been boxing for 8 years, and it shows. This is the experience.
He just hurt him to the body, and the referee's warning him it was a kidney punch.
The referee can do that. He does not have to take a point away, but he will stop
him go to the body.
There they go.
Scoring to the body, Franklin is. Time and time again.
Good left. Nice barrage onto the torso, and he follows it up with a left as they come back to the center of the ring. 30 seconds remaining in round 2.
Each waiting for the other so that they can counter.
He missed on a left. Almost felt the wind here.
He's air conditioning the first 3 rows, Van.
That's okay. He keeps coming back and coming back. And then he gets warned for hitting with the open face portion of the glove. Again, the white knuckle portion is what counts as round number 2 comes to an end. And the boxers return to their corners. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back for round 3 of the 114-pound championship bout. Plus, we'll have all the action in the 123-pound weight class coming up later in the show. Welcome back to the 2011 Armed Forces Boxing Championship. We dedicate our coverage to all those fighting the good fight downrange. Now let's get back to the action in the 114-pound bout in this 3rd and final round. The Army's John Franklin has a sizable lead over Marine Alex Diaz.
This is it, Van. It's do or die for Diaz high. If he doesn't do something here, it's Franklin's bout. And it's his to lose, not to win. He's already got that halfway in the bag.
Well, again, Diaz, the challenger, Bert, has 2 years of boxing behind him compared to 8 years for John Franklin. John Franklin was a silver medalist in the World Military Boxing Championships previously in 2007. In fact, last year in the National Championships, he was the bronze medalist.
Look at this. He's taking it to Diaz.
There he goes. As we talk about him, he decides to turn it up.
I love those Fab Five trunks, don't you?
I think so. I mean, they come down below the knee.
They were taken off, I think, the University of Michigan basketball.
I was going to
team.
say, when you think of Fab Five, we think of your alma mater for law school, Bert Sugar, the University of Michigan. Well, Diaz, he's got to find a home quickly, but a nice cover right there by Franklin. He refused to allow Diaz to get those gloves through for scoring blows.
And he walked right through him.
He did. And he has a sizable lead right now, 13-1.
And right-hand leads, you're not supposed to be able to do that, but he did it a la Pernell Whitaker.
And he bobs and weaves. He knows where he is in the ring.
Albeit Whitaker was a left-hander, he always led with the opposite hand, the power hand, just to come in to keep the man off balance, which is what exactly Franklin is doing.
Rudolph Bradley was the Army's national champion, but that was 21 years ago. And if John Franklin keeps this up, it's very easy for him possibly to consider a national title and hopefully a spot on the 2012 Olympic team.
He's looking good. He's got that style that befuddles and scores points. What more can you ask? Look at him covering up. Boom.
Franklin is a combat engineer when he's not boxing as a part of the world-class athlete program for the United States Army.
Right now, he's a combat engineer in the ring.
He's engineering his way to a very sizable lead, 14-2, Bert.
Oh, you got that. That was 2/3 of a pun, PU, and you got it. And he keeps extending his lead.
As we come down to 20 seconds remaining here in this, the 3rd and final round of this 114-pound championship bout. Diaz tries to land the uppercut, but John Franklin continues with a flurry of punches. And there's the end of that bout. 114 pounds. John Franklin of the United States Army adds another gold medal.
A very impressive performance, man. Very impressive.
What impressed you the most about Franklin, though, Bert?
His style. Not just his punches, but how he got him off A and wasn't there to be hit B. I mean, what can be better? That was exactly as it's called, the manly art of self-defense.
Let's hear it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hear it.
And that was a good bout to get things underway. A classic Olympic-style boxing match.
How about it, folks? Let's get a big round of applause for both of these boxers. And we do have a winner here in the 114-pound weight class. He is, out of the red corner, John Franklin.
So Franklin gets his hand raised, has the gold medal draped around his neck. Diaz, the runner-up, he will take the silver from this competition. Let's see what he has to say.
John, congratulations. How you feeling after that tough bout right there?
I feel good. My teammates pushed me all the way. The Army fans, you can't go wrong with them. So I felt real good tonight.
John, those were some blazing fast combinations, some relentless attack. Where do you get your strength from in there?
Just practicing in the gym. You gotta have attitude. If you don't have attitude, then people take you for granted. So I practice every day, I go hard, and my coach pushed me and my teammates pushed me, and that's all I do is execute it in the ring.
And what does it mean to you to be able to get a shot at the 2012 Olympics in London?
It means everything. I fell short in 2008, but this time I'm coming.
Any words to say to your 2-year-old back at home?
Yeah, I love you. Janiyah LeVay, that's my daughter. I love you, and Army, go!
There you hear it, another round of applause for John Franklin!
And Bert, a very talented boxer, but also a very pleasant young man.
Oh, he is, and those last 2 words is basically to his fans. What this is all about. Every one of them was with him. This is for the Army. That's their champion, and that's their pride, and that's what these bouts are about. They're representing more than themselves in the ring. They're representing the service they're in.
One man in the ring, but a team and a service behind them all the way. Well, we got off to an exciting start, but that is just the beginning. Coming up, a look back at some of history's most memorable military boxers. Plus, it's Army versus Marines in the 123-pound gold medal bout. We'll have all the ringside action straight ahead on TPC Sports. The 2011 Armed Forces Boxing Championship Series celebrates this year's best military boxers. But service members have a rich tradition in the sport of boxing. Here's a look at the legacy of some famous military boxers that paved the way for today's competitors.
In World War I, 1917, the Armed Forces instituted a program whereby the best boxers competed for championships as amateurs. And coming out of that, you had such great fighters. Gene Tunney, the Fighting Marine, was the first service boxer champion to go on to become a great world champion. And by the Second World War, you got many, many fighters who were boxing champions. In fact, the ring magazines of that era, World War II, 1941 to 45, would constantly write about, almost dedicate entire magazines to the servicemen, and would have articles like Stars in the Service. Some of those stars in the service were the Rocky Marcianos, going back through history. A lot of champions, Joe Louis, Billy Conn, others, have provided entertainment and morale-building entertainment at that for the fighters, as fighters, for the troops in given theaters, so that boxing and the military service have gone hand in glove.
Bert, let's talk about some of these individually if we can. First of all, Joe Louis, what stands out in your mind, in your memory, with regard to Joe Louis?
Well, Joe Louis was the heavyweight champion at the time he went into the service. Joseph Louis Barrow, B-A-R-R-O-W. And he was in and toured the bases, giving exhibitions. He also made possible, by his request, integrated audiences, which they didn't have up to then. And let it be known, it is remembered by many people, with maybe the exception of Bob Hope and his touring, USO tour, as some of the greatest entertainment given to the troops in given areas.
Well, you go back to, of course, Gene Tunney, you go back to Joe Louis, and you bring it forward a little bit. What about Leon Spinks?
Well, Leon was a Marine champion. Leon is one of the sweetest men I know. And I tell you that whole truth or nothing but the truth.
Another boxer who stands out, Rocky Marciano.
Oh, The Rock, who really learned some of his boxing in the service during World War II. He was a hard rock to break. He was beaten in the amateurs, not professionally. But by the time he came out, he'd learned some of his skills, and then a trainer named Charlie Goldman, who said that Marciano throws punches out his rear, so he would stand him in water to get him to change his delivery a little. But Marciano broke his boxing teeth on service boxing. This has been a great training ground, not just for amateur boxing and professional boxing, but a training ground for these kids to grow, because they gain peer acceptance, they gain skills of individuality, and yet discipline from their coaches. Boxing is, bottom line, one of the great teaching methods of growing into a society.
At shore installations or with a temporary ring set up on a ship's fantail, boxing continues to be a popular pastime and sport in the military, especially in the Navy.
In the late 19th and early 20th century, boxing championships changed hands at the drop of an anchor. You were championed by beating all others in your own squadron, division, or ship. Ships gave boxing exhibitions or held smokers ashore whenever possible. Besides the positives of competition, it was felt that boxing did much to advertise the Navy to the public. Both the Atlantic and Pacific fleets conducted their own championships, and notable fighters came out of the Navy's ranks. Jack Sharkey, who won the heavyweight title from Max Schmeling in 1932, began his pugilistic career in the Navy, fighting for the battleship North Dakota and the cruiser Denver in fleet boxing championships. During the Second World War, the Navy turned to heavyweight champion Gene Tunney to develop fitness programs, first for aviators, then the whole Navy. Smokers continue today aboard ships and shore installations with competitive boxers eligible for the all-Navy team.
Up next, we're back with all the action in the 123-pound championship bout. Who will win gold, Army or the Marines? Stick around to find out. So far, the Army's taken home the gold in the 114-pound bout. Who will win the 123-pound weight class? Here's a look at the competitors in this bout. The Army's Guy Jean-Baptiste of Haiti takes on Marine Abraham Lopez of Calixco, California. Sergeant Guy Jean-Baptiste is a field artillery surveyor and part of the Army's world-class athlete program. He's been boxing for a year, and here's what motivates him, inside and outside the ring.
I mean, in everything you do, it's got to be hard and determination. Otherwise, you can never achieve where you want to be. I mean, even though you fell down, you just got to keep on going. My entire, battalion right now is in Iraq, and they have to fight, for me to leave Iraq to be actually, get a chance to compete, in all Army boxing. And I'm grateful for that, and I thanks everybody's support. And in life, you can never achieve a goal if you never got no kind of support. When you're in Iraq, sometimes you get bored. And one of my battle buddies, he had a set up glove, and we had the boxing. We had the gym, and we started boxing. He was way taller than me, way bigger than me. And I remember he whooped me pretty bad, and but I just kept on coming. If your opponent see you weak or you getting tired, that's when you're gonna beat up on you. You just gotta keep on going. No matter how bad the battle look, even if you bound the points, you just gotta keep fighting till the end. You ain't over till the end. I know I got the best coach, we got the best team, and we train hard, we work hard. That's what we do in the Army. We stay strong, we always strong, and I know I'm ready for whatever he got.
Baptiste will battle Marine Lance Corporal Abraham Lopez, an administrative clerk at Camp Lejeune, North Carolina, with 7 years of experience in the ring. Here's what he said about his team and his future in boxing.
I love boxing because the training is really hard, and after you fight and you win, all that training that you did, it pays off at the end. I like it, you know. At the beginning, it was kind of hard to get used to it because I come from a different type of coaching, but, you know, you just got to listen to your coaches because he's here for one reason, and, you know, I knew that since I got here. So since I've been here, I've been listening to what he's told me to do, and it's been working out really good. We're really tight while we support each other with, like, whatever we need. Like, when I got here, I didn't have anything. You know, I just got here to the team without gloves, without shoes. You know, and all my teammates were just constantly asking me, hey, you need this, what you need, you let me know. Or like, hey, you feel comfortable to ask me for any favors, and things like that. So I do consider ourselves a really tight family. Well, I want to go as far as I can go. That's why I came back to boxing. I decided to go back. People told me I have the potential to go to the top.
Bert, what's your take on this bout?
Well, I'm intrigued by the fact that Lopez says he's 19 years old and has 7 years of experience. Jean-Baptiste. I like his attitude, but we're going to see. This one, I think, is going to be all action. Watch it.
The Army's Guy Baptiste and Marine Abraham Lopez are about to face off in the 123-pound weight class. Let's go back to Castle as this championship bout gets underway.
And ladies and gentlemen, making his way now to the red corner representing the United States Army, he is a field artillery surveyor from Port St. Lucie, Florida, now stationed at Fort Stewart, Georgia. He is Guy Jean-Baptiste.
So Baptiste comes into the ring to the cheers of the crowd in Lackland.
In the red corner, adorned with a U.S. Air Force banner. Doesn't seem like he's in the correct corner, does it?
Well, he's got that all-Army jersey on. He's got those red gloves. There you see the red rope, the blue rope, but he's got the red gloves, and that's how you tell them apart real quick because they wear multiple colors of uniforms. He gets the headgear fitted. Again, it's a safety device. Well, let's see his opponent, who will be in the blue corner.
Corporal
And
Lance
now,
Corporal Abraham Lopez.
entering the blue corner, representing the United States Marine Corps, he is an administrative clerk from Calexico, California, now stationed at Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. Let's hear it for Abraham Lopez.
And he gets ready to mount the apron now and slides between the ropes.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee for the bout from Fair Oaks, California, Mr. Don Rivera.
And the referee will come over and he will quickly check his boxer to make sure that he has the protective safety devices on, Bert, and that includes the protective headgear, the mouthpiece, and the protective groin device.
The cup, as it's called.
As it's called.
I like how the round card girl is telling us it's the first round when they haven't even been introduced yet.
Maybe someone just came in the door. You got to give them credit. You never know. It's always possible.
It's always 2 to me.
And you'll see the ring official once again doing the same with Abraham Lopez, ensuring that those safety devices are in place as we get a good look into the ring where the Armed Forces Championships will earn titles again here in 2011. Jesse Ravella ensuring that the headgear is properly fitted. Now, the headgear can become a problem if it's not fitted properly, Bert.
It'll slip over your eyes.
Exactly.
It can turn on your head, or it can just be enough of a distraction as you're fitting it and refitting it and refixing it to take your eyes off of a oncoming blow.
So it's the old adage, take the time to get it right before you get it going.
I don't know, when I fought, I was always looking out the ear hole anyway, Van.
That's not a good sign, Bert. That's called either an improperly fitted headgear or a hard blow to the head.
I was turning away just too quickly.
Here we go. We're underway. Abraham Lopez, he's in the blue, has the blue gloves, and Guy Jean-Baptiste, gold uniform, red gloves. Now, you heard Lopez say that he was going to take his time and see exactly what Baptiste brought him, and then he would adapt his style, so to speak, Bert. Moves for a quick uppercut, couldn't land there.
No, and it's not dissimilar from the first fight, where the Marine, in this case, Lopez, is on the retreat, just as in the first fight, so was Franklin, and coming in, and at that moment that he comes in, firing and getting away.
Now you're looking at Baptiste trying to land a point, but glancing as he almost moves back is Lopez, who takes an early lead after 1 minute here in round number 1 of this featherweight 123-pound bout.
Well, Lopez is, as you can see, much bigger, and Jean-Baptiste, smaller, is even maximizing that differential in height by crouching. So he really has a reach and a height advantage.
Now, there's something else that I just saw out of Abraham Lopez, Bert. We talked about the term sitting down on your punches. He delivers his punches, sits down on them nicely.
Oh, he does. He torques his body into every punch. And Baptiste just keeps coming on, and he can't reach him. Again, disparity in their reach.
Wingspan, you call it wingspan, and that's when they stretch that wingspan out.
I've never seen anybody throw a punch that way. It's just reach from the shoulder to the fist.
Under 1 minute to go here in this opening round, and you see Abraham Lopez taking a nifty 5-point lead, but there's a barrage of punches right now by Baptiste. But covered nicely is Lopez, and Baptiste can't score, Bert.
He got one shot in, and he never connected. And other than that, it's Lopez who's controlling the fight. Look at that left hook.
He sticks and moves. You know, it's the old adage again, stick and move, stick and move.
There he goes.
Nicely done. And again, we talk about experience. Maybe not so old chronologically. He's 19 years of age, is Abraham Lopez. There's a quick warning to keep your head up. Bring it up. Stand up, present yourself.
I tried that. It didn't work.
That's when they.
But look at that. He came right in on him, just threw 2, 3, 4 punches.
And picked up 1 point off of that flurry. Baptiste trying to move Lopez into the corner, but Lopez protecting nicely before he fires back as round number 1 comes to a close.
Lopez had one heck of a round.
That he did. I want to call it craftsman-like.
Well, I'm going to call it like Muhammad Ali said before the first fight with Frazier. He's going to be pecking and a poking, and I ain't going to be joking.
You got to rip with bad intention. You understand? You know why? Because he looked like the more skillful boxer. He looked like the more experienced boxer, so they got their eyes on him.
Coach
so you got to
Bashir
get the judge's
Abdullah
attention and you got to punch.
Telling right now, Jean-Baptiste, that his opponent looks like the experienced boxer, not you.
Well, he certainly performed as such in that first round, didn't he, Van?
He is right in his face. He did, Bert. He really did.
This is more than win one for the Gipper. It's to get your butt out there and fight one for the Gipper.
This is one, keep your focus out there and don't make him look so good. Respond.
Remember in the profile, Jean-Baptiste was talking about no matter what happens, you come back. Well, now it's his turn to come back.
Well, he's used to adversity, Bert, because he talked about being downrange. He talked about Iraq and some of the battles he's fought that's been outside of the ring. And there's a nice flurry over in the corner. Both boxers Responding nicely is Lopez. But Baptiste trying to take it to Lopez and put points on the board himself.
And he's still having trouble reaching him. Look how far away he's throwing punches from. He's reaching for him.
Lopez covering nicely. Baptiste unable to deliver. Baptiste ducking out of the way. He could have been warned for that. Was not, as he comes back to the upright position. Adding to his lead slightly is Lance Corporal Abraham Lopez in the blue. Round number 2, 123 pounds, the featherweight division. This is for the Armed Forces Boxing Championship. Now Baptiste working his way in the corner. Ringmanship, very important. You need to know, Bert, where you are inside the ring at all times.
That was a bad punch thrown by Lopez, a right hand from afar, but he's now inside, which is should be Jean-Baptiste's area, and he's getting outgunned. Shorter arms, you want inside.
Baptiste, the field artillery surveyor, and right now he's having a challenge in trying to get his survey instruments in line.
He's being surveyed, not surveying.
He has fallen behind.
He's oiveying.
That is a fact. He's fallen behind now at the hands of Abraham Lopez by 10 points as we near the 1 minute mark here in round number 2.
Listen, you can hear Lopez exhaling audibly with every punch, and same with, oh, right hand.
Solid right, we might add.
Body. Judges don't pick up that many body punches.
And the referee saying, listen to me.
And the don't talk.
And don't talk. That's exactly right.
Sounds like my wife. Another right hand.
Nice cover right there by Lopez as he moves in. Doesn't back away, Bert. He simply puts a nice cover. Pushing Baptiste over near the side of the ring. Misses with the right, stuns him with a solid left hook.
Oh, that left hook. Oh, that was a crusher.
Let's look at that again. There you see the 8 count. Standing 8 count allows the boxer to recover now as we're under 10 seconds to go. No additional points because there's an 8 count. It's a safety factor as the final seconds of this round wind down. There's the bell. And Jean-Baptiste will do well to go to his corner and regroup.
I think he's got to regroup all of them. Guy and Jean and Baptiste. And maybe if they come out all 3, we've got a fight.
There's Jesse Ravello talking to his boxer, Abraham Lopez. He says in so many words,
don't get in so close.
You're in control.
But you notice he's telling them don't get in close because that's the only place. The only place that Baptiste can hurt him. From outside, it's his fight.
Keep your distance, he says. Don't do anything foolish. If you get the blow, take it. And you get the opportunity, deliver. He gets that last gulp of water. Last round, says head coach Jesse Ravello. We're going to take a quick break. We'll return for the last round in this 123-pound championship bout. Stick around. Let's get back to the action in the 123-pound bout between the Army's Guy Jean-Baptiste and Marine Abraham Lopez. Round 3 is about to get underway with a shutout so far by Lopez. They tap the gloves, Bert. It's the old boxing signature mark. Signifies sportsmanship as well as respect for your opponent.
Also signifies you know where the other guy's gloves are for once.
That helps. And that might be the only time in the bout where you know where his gloves are, particularly when he's a fast boxer like Abraham Lopez is, who has mounted a 12-point lead.
I'll tell you this, it's the only time Jean-Baptiste has put his gloves on him.
You know what? You're probably right on that one, at least in the judges' scorecard. Now, again, we use a computerized system. As you see Lopez going over to his corner, the blue corner, he's got to get his headgear adjusted. We talked about that earlier on, the importance of having that headgear properly fitted And when that happens, the other boxer goes to a neutral corner. And again, no coaching when that happens.
He cannot return to his own corner. So I'm not sure at this point that coaching would have helped him. He's really got to turn it on. He's got 1 round to do it in. He's picked up 3 points, 4 points coming. He is actually back in the fight again almost.
He's turning this into a nice bout.
Where was he for 2 rounds?
He's slugging and he's landing, Bert.
And he, albeit the fact that Lopez has 1 point, he picked up 4.
That was what you call a nice flurry by Guy Jean-Baptiste.
He should have been doing this earlier, Van.
It could have been a different bout, had he. Baptiste very much right now on the prowl, trying to mount an attack. And there you see Lopez told to keep his head up. Ooh, as he dips down and ducks below. Could have been warned for that one.
Here he comes back with a left hook again. That's what troubled Baptiste in the last round, but Baptiste is not going to be denied.
I like that about amateur boxing. I like that about boxing, period.
Well, he talked about it early on. You keep coming no matter what, and he has.
But this is not only boxing, this is military boxing, where defeat is not an option.
Well, he's gaining pride here, if not a decision.
That he is. But you see right now, Abraham Lopez very artfully following the advice of his coach, Jesse Ravella, who basically said, stay away. But as he's done so, it's been Jean-Baptiste who's brought the battle to Lopez in the 3rd round. And he continues. Not damaging blows, though, Bert. Nonetheless, they could be scoring blows.
Well, they have been. And he's made it a very exciting fight, not a one-sided fight as it had been for 2 rounds. And you can hear him cheering, Army, Army.
They like the flurry. They like the finish by Guy Jean-Baptiste. Even though he's on the backside of the scoring system right now, how he's finished has brought a lot of cheers and also appreciation from this crowd.
Well, they're with him. And it looks like Lopez is either baiting him or tired, but he's not engaging him. And no, there it is, the end of the 3rd round.
He's not. Lopez follows his coaching guidance, shows his appreciation to the judges on all 4 sides of the ring as well as the crowd, and feels pretty good about his performance right now. Although in the last round, very much Guy Jean-Baptiste became the boxer perhaps that we didn't see in round 1 and round 2.
He was exciting, he was trying, he got inside, and he threw punches.
Warriors!
And he did himself and the Army proud with that round. That was a good round.
That he did. He might have come out on the backside of the scorecard, but nonetheless, he fought gamely all the way to the end. Well, let's go back to Castle for the official call.
Exciting rounds. We have a winner, and he is out of the blue corner, Abraham Lopez.
1 win for the Army, 1 for the Marines.
So Lopez gets the nod in this one, and again, experience meant a lot in this bout, Bert.
It did, and he knew what to do. Baptiste shows me potential. Lopez shows me experience.
That was quite a show you put on there, Abraham. You were pitching a shutout through the first 2 rounds, but he seemed to come on strong in the final round. Were you getting tired?
No. They told me I was up, and, I just felt confident to move around. I wasn't tired at all.
You got yourself a little blood on that lip. Did he catch it with a straight hand?
Yeah, it was an uppercut and a straight, I think.
How does it feel to be going to the U.S. Olympic trials to represent in your country in 2012?
It feels great. It's a great sensation. I'm really happy. This is for the Marine Corps and all my teammates that we train really hard this training camp.
Well, you said earlier that the hardest part of training for boxing is the diet. If that's the hardest part, this has to be the sweetest part right here.
Exactly. This is where everything pays off. Everything, the sacrifices, not eating and all that. So I'm really happy with my performance.
Well, congratulations again. Everybody, let's hear it for Abraham Lopez.
Nice job, Castle. So the hard part, Bert, the training, the sweet part, getting the gold medal around your neck.
It paid off, didn't it, Van? It paid off.
Another young boxer with style. Style goes a long way.
Look, both of our first winners have a potential to go further in the tryouts for the Olympics and in other areas. But this is what it's about. And even Jean-Baptiste showed potential. Now, if he can skillfully sandpaper that and develop it, he might be exactly where his opponent was in that last fight in 2 years.
Both these boxers have a good road ahead of them. Join us next time for more coverage of the 2011 Armed Forces Boxing Championship. I'm Van Stokes, and on behalf of Bert Sugar and all of us here at TPC Sports, thanks for joining us. See you next time.